It is critical that we expose voter chori. इस कैंपेन का पूरा समर्थन कीजिए. प्लीज सपोर्ट दिस कैंपेन फुली. हमारे वेबसाइट पे पूरा का पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन है, डेटा है. आप इस मूवमेंट में शामिल होइए और हिंदुस्तान में जो वोटर चोरी हो रही है उसको रोकने का काम कीजिए. धन्यवाद.
Today, we're really jumping into something pretty intense, a high-stakes political clash that gets right to the core of India's democracy. We're talking about electoral integrity. And it kind of boils down to this question. Can an institution like the Election Commission handle a full-on challenge to its credibility from, a major political figure? Or do these kinds of claims just chip away at public trust in the whole election process itself? So what we're dissecting today is this escalating standoff that's been building between Rahul Gandhi and the Election Commission of India, the ECI. And of course, the BJP's reactions are woven all through this too. This isn't just like a minor political spat. It feels like a really significant test for Indian democracy.
Absolutely. And for our deep dive, the sources we're drawing on, they give a pretty concise breakdown. You get the claims, the rebuttals, the counterclaims. So for you listening, this is hopefully a way to get a clear picture of these complex dynamics or cutting through some of the noise.
Exactly, because electoral integrity, it's fundamental, isn't it? Especially in a democracy as huge and diverse as India's. So if you're already following the twists and turns of Indian politics, our mission here is to get past the headlines, expose the strategies, maybe the institutional pressures really at play here.
Okay, so let's maybe track how this all kicked off.
Yeah.
It seems the dispute really ramped up when Rahul Gandhi started making some, pretty pointed demands. June 9th, 2025, right?
That's right.
He welcomed the ECI sharing voter data from 2009, which sounds okay at first, but then straight away, he pushed them for an exact date for releasing this data digitally, machine-readable format.
And that format point is really critical. It's not just about asking for the data, demanding it in a digital machine-readable format. That's essential if you want transparent auditing. It's not just convenience. It lets analysts, independent ones, quickly cross-reference things, spot anomalies, maybe find duplicates, stuff that's almost impossible with static documents.
So it really opens the door to external scrutiny of the voter rolls. And he didn't stop there. He accused the ECI of match fixing in Maharashtra and Haryana elections and demanded not just the digital rolls, but also CCTV footage from polling booths, pushing hard on this transparency angle.
So how did the ECI react initially to these kinds of pretty strong accusations?
Well, their initial response was quite firm. They called his claims unsubstantiated and absurd. And they stressed that, look, no formal complaint had actually been received. So they said it was premature to respond without, proper written communication.
Is that standard for them, or is there maybe a bit more to just demanding the paperwork?
It's standard procedure, yes.
Okay.
But strategically, it's also a way institutions can sort of control the narrative by making the claimant formalize everything, potentially needing a legally binding affidavit under election rules. Well, that can sometimes deter claims that aren't fully baked. But it can also create this standoff where, to outsiders, the ECI might look a bit rigid. They also mentioned they'd already responded publicly back on December 24th, 2024 on their website, basically urging him to send a formal letter if he wanted to take it further.
So this back and forth, it really seemed to hit a new level around August 7th, 2025. Gandhi really escalated things then.
He did, dramatically. He alleged actual vote theft and implicated both the ECI and the BJP in facilitating it. He talked about what he called 1 crore mystery voters and destruction of CCTV footage, claimed the lack of anti-incumbency was because the process was manipulated.
That phrase, 1 crore mystery voters, that's incredibly potent, isn't it?
It absolutely is. A crore is 10 million. So he's alleging 10 million people on the voter rolls whose inclusion, he claims, wasn't properly verified or just seemed suspicious.
10 million.
Yeah. It directly attacks the very integrity of the voter roll itself, which is, the absolute foundation of any election. Even just making that claim, unsubstantiated as the ECI called it, it shifts the public focus right onto the ECI's data management. It forces a kind of scrutiny that goes beyond the immediate politics. And the ECI, they countered with an ultimatum.
Right.
They said Gandhi had to either sign a formal declaration, basically backing up his claims with that legally required affidavit for serious accusations, or apologize publicly for making what they saw as false allegations.
And what was Gandhi's response to that direct challenge? Did he sign?
Nope, he refused. He cited his oath in Parliament as his basis, essentially saying that was his declaration. Instead, he just doubled down, reiterated his demand for full electronic access to the voter rolls, and then he posed 5 pointed questions directly to the ECI, even alleging it was acting like an agent of the BJP.
Wow.
So yeah, this is way beyond a simple disagreement now. It's a full-blown